So my name is Thomas Wilson. My educational background is I took a very non-traditional route. I didn't start college until I was 23 years old. And it took me until age 30 to get my undergrad done because I had to do it in fits and starts. In fact, I've never been in any college class where I wasn't also working at least 40 hours a week. So school, while very important to me, has also had to take a complementary role to my working life. So I was the fifth out of six kids, which meant that I grew up in a very loud house with a lot of love and a lot of fighting and a little bit of craziness. But on the whole, my parents did a really good job focusing on making sure that we always understood that family came first and that whatever it is that we wanted to get done, it was always within our grasp, but that it was going to come from us and not from them. Absolutely. I think that every human being is just kind of a bundle of memories when you think about it, right? Like we're memories going back to the time even before we really remember what we're remembering. And so I think that, I've had some traumatic events along the way. I've been through a few surgeries here or there. I lost my dad when I was right out of high school. Those were all very impactful for me. And those definitely kind of help me to think about when I'm talking about other people that usually they're sort of reacting to their own set of memories. So high school, I was a combination of, I went to a small private school and the rest was homeschooling. And college experience was, I started out of the community college in Greeley and then finished online on my bachelor's degree, which is a bachelor's of science in business management. And then I have recently completed my master's in my master's of education from Adams State University through the Venture Teacher Residency. So that was a very interesting and communal way of approaching the education degree. It was a wonderful experience. I think that like every human being experiences anxiety. On the whole, I've never had any form of crippling anxiety, but I've certainly had the wake you up in the middle of the night breathing hard kind of anxiety. Definitely it's 3 a.m. and I feel like there's 1,000 things I need to get done and I just can't sleep this last 4 hours until I have to get up, right? Like I've got to get up and do things right now. And those aren't always easy to deal with, right? Like my first year here as a teacher here, I always have a little anxiety about making sure that I'm, doing my job right and making sure that everything I'm doing is, designed in a way to support the people I'm working for here, whether that's my bosses or the students themselves. So there's always some anxiety around anything you do. I have a kind of again, a bit of a scattered work history. There's always reasons behind that, but the first thing is right out of high school, I got a wonderful job working as a merchandiser for a company out of Seattle. And I covered from here in Denver to Honolulu, Hawaii, and up to Fairbanks, Alaska, and all points in between. We opened up new Home Depots and Lowe's around the country and worked for the companies that sell to those companies. And that was a wonderful job, but when I was 23, that company got sold. And that's what sent me back to school, is realizing that I needed to have a skill set that I could take with me through life. And that I didn't have anything exceptional to offer the next employer. And so I realized I needed to have something to offer if I was ever going to have a say in my own life. Oh, sure. I think, like I said earlier, I think that if you care about something, you're going to experience anxiety around it. If you don't care about something, it's really hard to be anxious about it. You don't see a lot of super anxious, delivery drivers. So if you're going to care about something, you're going to experience anxiety around it. And learning to deal with that anxiety is absolutely something you have to learn to do. I have a couple of major things going for me that deal with it. One of them is just my personality type. Like I have an incredibly positive outlook on life, and that's not something I chose. That's just kind of who I am. And that makes it always a little easier to believe that things are going to be okay. Not everybody has that. And positivity is a wonderful gift, but it's a bit of a curse too, because you tend to overestimate how much work it's going to like overestimate your own abilities or underestimate how much work something's going to take to get done. People who are a little more pessimistic get the added advantage of never being disappointed when things go wrong. So being a little more pessimistic actually makes you work a little harder and makes you have a more realistic view of what you can and can't do. It would be difficult to pick out any one story. I would just kind of look at the overall concept of just life around us. It won't always feel like it's going well. That's just the way life works, right? We're designed to be a little anxious. We're designed to realize something's not done because the truth is there's always something that's not done. But also realize that there is literally never a better time or place in history to be alive. And to realize that whatever challenges you're facing, you have tools that people from around the world would pay thousands and thousands of dollars and give up years of their life to have available all around you. And you have people in your life who are willing to help. So never be afraid to reach out and ask, and never be afraid to go look for the answer. You know, the only thing in fight, flight, or freeze that doesn't work is freezing, right? You can run towards the problem. You can really just, you have to actually get moving though. So that would be the one thing I would say, is that you have to actually get yourself moving, no matter what's kind of stopping you from doing so.